Hey guys, me and Deirdre coming back to you today. We're going to squeeze in one more tutorial using this week's beauty bag. And I have a look in my head that I want to do that I haven't done yet using the soft Glam palette. So today is the day, today's the last day of using this week's beauty bag. I'll pick a new bag tomorrow and I'll be using all the same products then for the whole entire week like I do every single week. And one last tutorial with this, one of my favourite palettes ever. I am again starting off with the eyes today, so I'm just priming my eyes with the MAC Select Coverup NW15. I'm using this F61 Sigma brush. It's like an angled brush. I clean my brushes every single Sunday evening or Monday morning before I start my new stash, just so that I don't have any products from the week before that could impact a review. Say for example, I'm using my foundation brush, and if I don't clean off last week's foundation from this week's foundation, it could give me a different effect, like they could mix together and not be true to the formula that it's meant to be. So I do clean my brushes as well every single week. My eyes are primed now. I'm just going to use whatever's left over on my hand, and I'm just going to spot conceal and let it sit. And then once it's sit, I am going to kind of blend it out, and Godzilla here. I'll blend it out. I have so many. My hormones are all over the place, I think. I don't know what's going on, but I have loads popping up everywhere. They're very annoying. And the ones on my neck and chest are like big fat ones. They're so painful. That's going to be very distracting, isn't it? It's not a good look for me. We're just going to get on with it. I got tempera here on an E40 Sigma brush. I'm just going to tap my eyelids so that I have no creasing of the concealers, and we're going to set our base. So this week we have been doing a lot of setting of the base. And I want to do a kind of a spotlight eye. So that is where it's very light in the middle, and then you have two darker bits on either side. So I want to do that type of a look today, and we're going to be using the brown shades. I think my favorite look so far was the cranberry shades that I used on Friday. I love that makeup look. I am going to go into the shade Sienna, which is that warm rusty brown beautiful shade in the palette, and I'm using an E32 brush by Sigma. This is the shape. Today I want to do like a not very structured look. So to get the spotlight, the best thing to do is to map out the eye while you're looking straight ahead, and to leave a gap where your eyeball is in the center, so it's about there. And then the same on the other side, so looking straight ahead and either side of the eye pupil, and map it out. So we'll just give that as a rough guide. I'm going to build that up there now. And we're just creating a line up, straight up. And if you made any mistakes with where you're placing down the guide, it's okay, because we can go back in with a concealer and tidy up. So I've that placed down on both eyes there now using that E32 brush. I'm going to go back in with the first brush now, and I'm going to lightly tap into Sienna. And we're just going to further diffuse the edges just so that it's not as harsh looking. And we're just going to bring it up to the eye a little bit, because I want to have that really soft spotlight effect. No massive structure in it at all. And just keep on blending very, very lightly upwards with a fluffier brush to get a beautiful soft blend. So with a spotlight eye, the lightest part is in the middle, and then it goes gradiently to dark, and then lightest in the middle, gradiently to dark on the inside as well. So usually I do from light on the inside to dark on the outside. So this is kind of, it's a big difference really. So to darken up the edges, I'm going to go into Noir, which is the black shade in the palette, which is amazing. And also I just hit pan on Sienna. So that is a small little victory, because I like getting through my products and making most of them. So I'm using the same brush. I just wiped it off with my rag. I'm just going to do like small tiny circular motions into the edge there to create a nice gradient. When I was watching back the little bits of footage there, I was saying this is definitely the most appropriate time to say my new catchphrase. You gotta look slay. You gotta look cray before you slay. Like the state of this. Oh my god, I really don't care, do I? But we actually do have to go through these things, and this is what everyone does really like, to get to a nice full face of makeup. So just from before and just going into the black shade to create a further gradient of light to dark. And once we have all that blended in, and we're also doing it on the inside as well, so this just gives you a beautiful effect, and it gives you that perfect spotlight eye basically. This is where it could all go wrong for me. This is where it has previously all gone wrong for me doing a spotlight eye. So let's just hope for the best, and whatever happens, happens, and we won't get upset about it if it doesn't turn out the way we want it. I'm going to go into this shade here, Bronze, and this is going to be the light in the center of our eye. So if you wanted, you could go in with like a matte bone shade like Tempera in the center and leave it like this if you wanted and just blend it a little bit more. But we're going to be extra. And just using my baby finger and dragging it down onto the middle of my eye and just blending it upwards then as well. So where I usually go wrong is I do too much on the lid and it kind of takes away from the spotlight effect. So that's pretty nice now, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. So these shadows are beautiful, they're extremely pigmented. So now I'm going to go back into the first shade, yes, Sienna, that I used, this one here that I just hit pan on, and I'm going to go back over where the spotlight kind of finishes at either side. We're just going to add that back in by tapping it. Tapping it is also like a good way of blending two shadows together without them getting mixed up too much and looking a bit muddy. So we never want to have muddy looking eyeshadows. That just kind of brings it together another little bit. And then I'm just going to wipe this off. I just have my makeup rag here. I'm going to go into the shade Orange Soda. And I'm lightly just going to bring that all across to add a finishing touch to the eyelid. I don't know what's going on here, it's a bit dark up there. And Orange Soda Gel. Next I'm grabbing my YSL Couture liner, and we're just going to do a tiny liner across the lash line. So nothing too thick, hopefully. And just applying it right next to the lashes, just like that, and that just gives you further definition, and we'll probably add falsies then on top. Moving on to the face makeup, I'm going to be using the Face Studio Prime by Maybelline, and I'm just going to be a little bit more careful applying this today. So onto the nose, and I want to be careful so that I don't lift up too much of the concealer that I've set down and sitting on my spots. So I'm just going to pat in the rest. Next, I'm going in with foundation. So this is the Dream Radiant Liquid by Maybelline as well. I'm using my F88 Sigma brush, which is my current favorite way to apply foundation. This brush does everything. I must actually attach a swipe up link. I think it's one of the brand, maybe Look Fantastic do it as well for anyone living outside of USA, because otherwise if you order from Sigma you might get charged customs, and I think their shipping fee for outside of USA is like 20 euros or something like that, which is crazy. So I'll, at the end of the tutorial, I'll add a swipe up link if you want to see where you can get it. So I'm just being super careful, and over the spots then I'm just going to tap it. Hopefully it will cover. I'm using that MAC Select Coverup underneath the eye as well. I really need to get rid of this because it's been open for 2 weeks now, and having makeup open to the air like that can't be good. So I'm just going to try and get it properly used up now for the rest of the week. And whatever I have placed down there, I'm just going to blend it out with my foundation brush to see how beautiful that just blends out. And I'm really happy the spots are pretty covered with that technique, putting on the concealer, letting it sit down, and then tapping over it with the foundation to get full coverage out of a light to medium foundation. It's really good. See what a difference that makes to my eyes. Wow. I did the rest of my complexion just a little bit. I used the Hoola Lite, which I used the other day. I used the Cookie, which I used the other day, both from Benefit. And then for blusher, I used, again, Maybelline. This palette, I used this shade in the palette. And I'm going to stop now just for a few minutes. I must go eat some lunch. I made a really nice, like, chickpea quinoa salad. I'll show you a picture. We're back. So as I was eating my dinner, lunch actually, kind of noticed afterwards my under eye was creasing quite a lot. I think that Select Coverup is very heavy under the eyes. It's quite dry, so that's why I don't usually like to wear it under the eyes, but it does give good coverage. But for me, it's not great. So I'm just applying a little bit of powder underneath the eyes just to make sure that it doesn't start to crease again. So now I'm going to work on the lower lash line, and I'm going to go into Sienna again and using the E32. And we're going to kind of mimic what's going on top, but obviously just keeping it very closer to the lash line. So I'm going to do Sienna on the outside of the eye, Sienna on the inside of the eye, and we're going to apply that bronze shade then into the middle. And it's going to like be a line of light on the eyes. Be a line of light on the eyes. So next, I'm going to go into the bronze shade. I'm going to apply it again with my baby finger. We're going to try and get up close to the lower lash line as possible. And it doesn't really matter if it comes down a bit too far. That's kind of like... I'm going to pop back into Orange Soda, which is an amazing transition shade. The E40 brush, and I'm just going to apply that to the outside of everything, all around, because earlier we did it on top as well, and it just ties the whole entire look together. You can see it kind of coming through there a little bit. It's just such a great transition shade, so it's transitioning from the eyeshadow onto the skin colour. For the waterline inside here, you could totally mimic what's going on in the eyes as well with, you know, having light in the center and then doing a darker, say brown for example, on the outside. But I really could not be arsed doing that today, and I didn't pick out a brown eyeliner this week. So I'm just using my Inglot Kohl pencil in the shade 05, which is a nude, and brightening up the waterline. Oh, that's a big lump of it there. Ew. Oh god. So we're coming up to finishing the eyes with some mascara, but first we want to set the face. So I have the Revolution Pro Fix. I'm going to spritz it all over. And before we go on to mascara, I'm going to go back to Godzilla here. And I'm just going to grab my foundation brush and just blend out the edges of that concealer that we placed down at the beginning, and the rest, and the same for the rest. For mascara, I'm using the Falsies Lash Lift by Maybelline, which is their newest mascara. I've applied here on this eye and this eye with none, so that you can see the difference that it makes. I have really long lower lashes, and this mascara makes them go crazy, like super long. Okay, so you could totally leave your eye makeup look like this, but I wanted to take it an extra step. So I went ahead and I grabbed the Inglot Body Sparkles that I picked out for this week, and this is the shade 106. And these are one of the newer body sparkles, so they have like bigger chunks of glitter in them, which they're really cool, and they just add that beautiful finishing touch. So on the inner corner, I'm going to add the shade that we use in the middle, which is Bronze, and we're just going to pop it on, and just ties in with the inside here, and it's just really, really nice. It's quite dark. I usually won't go for a dark inner corner, but this works perfectly. To keep the glitter in place all day, I'm using the Lit Cosmetics Daily Wear Glitter Base. This is just like a clear glitter glue. It is really amazing. I just have it on the back of my hand here. So I'm just going to get my brush that I used for the inner corner, and we're just going to place that glitter glue in the center where we want to place down the glitter. And then straight away before it dries, we're just going to dip straight into that glitter, wipe off any excess, and then pat it on top of the lit glitter glue base. And I'm just going to keep on tapping, and I'm going to bring it up because we want that non-structured spotlight eye. And just keep going, and you could, like, I could go crazy with glitter all day, every day. I love glitter. If you wanted to be extremely extra, like top level extra, You could also bring the glitter onto the lower lashes where you put the lighter shade. Like my lower lashes are extremely long anyways. I have a bit of glitter there. Oh my god, get off. And I just want to go that far today. So it would be more dramatic again. But see how much of an effect that beautiful glitter gives to the overall finish of the look. Beautiful. I just love glitter, and any excuse to use glitter and I'm all over it. On to lips. I have my lips lined with MAC Whirl lip liner. I was looking for my Velvet Teddy lipstick and I can't find it. I think I left it upstairs, but I am going to pop on one of my false lashes. So this is the Olivia lash by Huda Beauty. I've been letting the glue sit for a little bit. As you can see, it's still a little bit wet. But I'm just going to pop them on now so I can show you the difference with and without a lash. So I just grab it in the middle and then pull it out to the outside. I'm really shite at putting on my own lashes, like I hate it. And then I just secure the inside. Oh my god, this is even harder on camera. There we go. I can feel the glue kind of hitting up against my skin. Oh no. There we go. And then I like to gently close my eyes and just make sure that there's no gaps. So that's one with lashes. This is without lashes. So you can see they add an extra finish to the overall look. You could totally not wear lashes if you didn't want to. I love these ones because they're not too much and you can still see the eye makeup that's going on the eyelids. Like the lashes aren't covering them up. And I'm gonna go find my Velvet Teddy now, and then I'm gonna pop on the other lash and we're done. We are done. So that is the finished look. I found my Velvet Teddy. It was upstairs on my bedside. I added the other lash and we're done. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Today's International Women's Day, so big shout out to all the women out there watching. Have a great day, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm always here hanging out the DMs waiting for you to chat to me.